So, what do you think about who should be the breadwinner of a family?
Well, as much as people would like to think it's a specific gender, I think that's no longer the case. As much as we would like to believe, I think it can be anybody. The point of relationship or family is that we come together and bring what each person have, right, and then we'll bring them together. So it doesn't have to be that, oh, you are this or you are that. No. What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? How are we creating this family? Do you get? It's a silly thing to say the man's money is our money. My money is my money. And you claim you love the person. Doesn't make any sense. So if society believes that the woman should submit to the man as the head, but now she is now earning more, how does she see him as the head? The idea that whoever makes more money is the man of the house is a terrible idea. I can make less money, doesn't make me less of a man. When we hear relationship, the first that comes to mind is money. Does he have money? That's from the lady's angle now. Does he have money? Can he buy me this? Can he buy me that? Can he buy me that? Nobody is thinking, what do I bring to this table? If my man makes more than me, it doesn't affect me one bit. I'm not sorry to say. It doesn't affect me one bit. It's money. Money is too trivial to be the basis for the things that we do. So Chimamanda, for instance, is one of the, in quote now, in modern day feminism, one of the core or the top this thing from Nigeria, right?
Yes.
But
And she still has a husband.
Exactly.
She's been married for about 30 years
Even
now.
the things that these women are doing, even Chimamanda is shocked. The truth is, many men think their self-esteem is tied to money. So you can't approach a lady because she doesn't have money.
It's true.
It's silly.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Bridges and Bond podcast. I have Mr. Salami here with me, and today we'll be discussing about gender roles and expectations.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome, my brother.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about who should be the breadwinner of a family? Should it be the woman or the man, or does it matter to you?
Well, as much as people would like to think it's a specific gender, I think that's no longer the case. As much as we would like to believe, I think it can be anybody, although it's a little dicey because we know how relationship dynamic can change when the expectation generally is that men are the providers, right? And
So what about the household where the women make more money than the men?
That's the thing. That's why it can be anybody. Because truthfully, there's, in a sense now, there's some level of equality, right? Ladies get as much, job roles that men apply for and all of those things too. So it was used to be that men are the ones who would get those roles and women would stay back at home. But that's no longer the case as it used to be. So I think it can be anybody. The point of relationship or family is that we come together and bring what each person have, right? And then we'll bring them together. So it doesn't have to be that, oh, you are this or you are that. No. What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? How are we creating this family? You get? So it really can't be anybody.
Some people, on social media, some people will say it doesn't matter how much the man or the woman is making. As long as the man is the head of the family, he should be the breadwinner no matter what. Even if he's earning peanuts and the woman is earning millions, it doesn't matter. That the woman's money is her money, but the husband's money is the family's money. What do you think about that?
I think it's a silly postulation. and that's why we have terrible relationships these days. We have very, very terrible relationships these days because we are too transactional in the way we do things nowadays, right? I'm sorry to say this, especially from the ladies, right? It's a silly thing to say the man's money is our money. My money is my money. And you claim you love the person. Doesn't make any sense, right? So if he's bringing his money into the relationship, you should bring the same. Or what do you want to bring?
No, some people don't see it that way. They don't see it that way.
That's the thing. It's not a good idea. It's not ideal, right? The truth is, especially in this part of the world where we have a terrible economy, where we are really suffering, a two-income household is the way to go, really. Because the man, as much as the man would want to be the man, in quote, like we want to believe he should be, right? And, wants to supply everything, right? It's a lot of burden, right? So if he's capable of it, it's fine. Again, no, these things are not, they're not casting stones. So if he makes enough income that his money is the family's money and the wife's money is her money, it's fine, really.
It reminded me of something I saw on Twitter the other day. Someone said if the man is making 500,000 a month and the wife is making 2 million naira a month, and the house rent,
Who should pay the house rent?
the house rent is about
see,
3 million. Who should be paying the house rent?
I see those conversations and I just ease past them. I don't get involved in those things because they do not make sense to me. I think it's childish, right? Okay, so the woman makes 4 times more money than the man. But somehow you expect the man to pay the rent that is 6 times his salary. That's a full salary for 6 months.
He will also pay for
and
the child school.
Do you understand? It makes no sense. So it's just unnecessary discussions. But then again, I know that there are people like that who, the wife probably earns more and the man still has to do everything. I think it's very, very unideal. It's very unideal. Whoever makes more should really bear the bulk of the costs.
So, in a relationship where the woman is the breadwinner of the family, how long do you think that relationship can last?
Well, it depends on the both of them and more or less the woman in this case, because the general idea in society is that the man is the breadwinner in the family, right? And there's this idea of the woman should submit to the man and all of those things, right? So the question now is, like you said, if the woman is the breadwinner, does it work? Well, again, it depends on the woman. So if society believes that the woman should submit to the man as the head, but now she is now earning more, how does she see him as the head?
Oh, okay, what about you? Let's talk about you for a minute. Let's say you now you get married and you have a wife.
Yeah, and she earns more than me.
Unfortunately, she earns more money than you.
Did you say fortunately? well,
we are still on the same topic. So if she makes more money than you, and she's the breadwinner of the family, will you be doing the cooking, cleaning?
If I cook for her, she will die quick.
You're a terrible cook.
Oh, very much. Very much. So if she's the breadwinner, again, it depends. That family dynamics is different, right? If she's the breadwinner, if she makes more money, it probably means that she spends more time working, right? Obviously, I'll put my time to good use to try to make as much as I can make as well, right? So the family will sort itself. That's the thing. It depends on communication. That's the very basis of relationship in the first place. Let's communicate. Okay, we do not have time to do these things. We do not have time to do these things. Personally, I believe in outsourcing certain things if we can afford it, right? Who would cook? Who would do this? Who would do that? We are both busy trying to make money. You're even making more than me. Mama, I cannot cook. If I cook, if you get...
But what if she says, okay, if you are not making enough money, make yourself useful and clean the houses.
She can't say that to me.
Take care of the take care of the children. Since she's now the man in the house.
That's the thing. So the idea that whoever makes more money is the man of the house is a terrible idea. I can make less money, doesn't make me less of a man.
Yes.
You get. So I'm still the man of the house. You're just privileged to probably have a better job that pays more than I get paid. It's fine. I'm still the man of the house here, right? In certain things,
some feminists on social media, they will say once you don't have money, you don't want anything as a man.
That's why the truth is, our generation, this current generation, we are too transactional. Everything is about money for us. It's a terrible thing. There's so much things you can do without money. Even in a relationship, you can have a very good relationship without money. I know we would say that, like they would do, love is sweet, when money enter, love is sweet. I agree with that. But the truth is, when money enters, it is sweeter. But without the money, it is still sweet. But the truth is, we tend to see, when we hear relationship, the first that comes to our mind is money. Does he have money? That's from the lady's angle now. Does he have money? Can he buy me this? Can he buy me that? Can he buy me that? Nobody is thinking, what do I bring to this table? Right? So that's why it's now becomes a problem if peradventure the woman is not the one making more money.
Do you think that men, when their woman is the breadwinner of the family, do you think that men becomes maybe
it gets to them?
They have low self-esteem.
Yes, again, it depends on your self-esteem. I'm not sorry to say, if my mom makes more than me, it doesn't affect me one bit. I'm not sorry to say, it doesn't affect me one bit. It's money. Money is too trivial to be the basis for the things that we do.
So what do you think is the major thing in a relationship apart from money? Let's say
Love and
money
commitment.
aside.
Love and commitment. It is commitment that would be the reason why the lady is making 2 million naira, the man is making 500,000 naira, and it's still working out. They're both committed to each other. It doesn't matter who is making more. Doesn't matter who is making more. But the issue is we believe that if man is making more, he can take care of everything and all that. So it looks inappropriate when ladies making more. Some ladies don't know how to handle being richer than their men, and some men too don't know how to handle being with a lady that is richer. So it affects the dynamics. But then again, that's because we depend and we think too much in terms of money.
So you can handle a woman who is the breadwinner of the family.
Very much. I don't want to anyway. I don't want to have to.
You still want to be the breadwinner.
I want to be very rich. So much rich. You're not richer than me.
No, of course.
Yeah.
So what do you think about traditional gender roles in modern relationship? Are they updated or?
It's not a yes or no answer, right? Again, we like to generalize as a people, right? But the truth is, what works for one doesn't necessarily have to work for the other. So on gender roles, I think there are relationships where it would work perfectly, and there are others where it doesn't have to be. But is it outdated? I would not say yes, and I'll not say no. It depends on what each party agrees to, right? Some people, some men, there are men who do not like their ladies working. I don't like that one anyway. You have to work. I will not work.
So you prefer a housewife?
No, that's what I'm saying. I do not like that. I do not like that you are at home not working. No, I'm sorry. You go to work. We'll make money together, right? There are men who just want to just take care of the home and let me go and do work and bring the money in. So in relationship like that, obviously there has to be traditional gender roles, right? If I'm going out to bring the money in and you are staying at home, obviously that's already you have to take care of the home. That's a gender role. But when we are talking about households with double income, for instance, then it would be tomfoolery to expect that we should have the same gender roles. So you can't expect somebody to go out in the morning, a lady, come back the same time as you, and then you are now saying, "Onjamida, where's my food?" It doesn't make any sense. So again, it depends on the relational dynamics you guys have, the couples have. Communication basically is key. So I think we've basically demonized gender roles in this generation, in modern relationships, and that's the problem.
So in your own opinion, if your wife doesn't wash or clean or do all those things, it doesn't bother you at all?
I do not have issues with it, to be honest. Again, it depends on what we can afford. I do not mind outsourcing these things. These things are too trivial to be the main talking points in any relationship. You not cook, you not sweep, you not clean this, you not do that. They are too trivial for me. So if I can afford to outsource them, of course, why not? Now, the issue is if we cannot outsource it, then we need to discuss how we can get it done. Because it has to be done one way or the other, right? If it's cooking, for instance, now, if I cook for you, if you don't see the next day. But we'll find a way around it, right?
Yeah,
so we'll discuss these things. Maybe if there are days she cannot cook, for instance, if we have to go and eat out, I do not mind it if she doesn't mind it as well, stuff like that. So cleaning the house is something I can do. I mean, before I married her, I was living alone. I was cleaning my house, right? So obviously there are things you can always make compromises. These things are too little, too trivial to now be main talking points in relationships. Come on, we can't.
There is this woman and the husband that trended the other time on I think Twitter. I think last year.
Don't say Mumsy.
Last year she woke up by 4 a.m. to cook for her husband.
Yeah.
While she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Now her husband went to work, happily eating what the wife prepared while she was heavily pregnant.
Yeah.
Would you do that if it was you? Would you allow your wife to wake up?
It is not demand
by 4 a.m. to cook food for you? Would you allow that?
Again, I don't think it was wrong of either of them to do that. See, relationship is mainly love and commitment. She did that out of love and commitment to the man.
She said someone at his workplace.
Yeah, a colleague was offering him food and all that. Yeah.
Wants to collect
that's the
her
thing.
husband from
relationship is love and commitment.
Yeah,
she did that out of love and commitment, not minding our present condition. The truth is, it is because that came to the spotlight. That's why we know that she did that, and people drag her and all that. I think it's silly that people drag that, and they still drag her till today. Doesn't make any sense. It's silly. I think I just being bitter, but we don't know the other things that the husband has done too for her.
Yes.
She only mentioned one thing that she did that became the main talking point. What about the other things in relationship that the man has done, other sacrifices he has made as well? Do you understand? Relationship is about sacrifices, commitment, love. And that was what she displayed, basically. So people should be celebrating her. I like that she was celebrated. I like that they were helped and all that. That's really ideal. That's what relationship will be. But because we are a transactional generation, so people cannot relate to that. And we are too woke. So it doesn't make sense that, I wake up before AM to cook for any man and all that. I think it doesn't matter. Again, it depends on, the relationship that each of them, that they share with each other, right? For me, I don't want to wake up like 4 a.m. personally, because me, I won't wake up that early. I'll wake up for early. What am I looking for?
Snoring,
do you understand? After I sleep, they sleep past. But because of the context, right? He has to go to work, right?
I actually believe, I believe that when you love someone, you can do anything.
You do anything, exactly.
No
So
matter
it's
what.
context.
You can inconvenience yourself to make sure they're happy.
Exactly. I personally work from home. You have no reason to wake up by 4 a.m. to do anything for me. You can wake up by 8 or 9 and 10 will be fine. Do you get? But the context, you have to go to work by 7. If you don't wake up by 4:30, you won't cook the food, soon enough for him to take it to work. So it's the context they found themselves in, and she did what she had to do. So I think it's very appropriate. Very appropriate.
Some people, like the feminist women, they attacked her and they said whatever she did was wrong. She wasn't supposed to do that. That her husband is
I think feminism in Nigeria is witchcraft.
Chimamanda used to say it. She said some women hide behind.
That's the truth. So Chimamanda, for instance, is one of the, in quote now, in modern day feminism, one of the core or the top distinct from Nigeria, right?
Yes.
But
and she still has a husband.
Exactly.
She's been married for about 30 years
Even
now.
the things that these women are doing, even Chimamanda is shocked.
Yeah.
She came out to say people are just wicked.
The
And it's the
feminist
truth.
coven from the other side, they will attack Chimamanda.
Oh, they do.
They attack
That's
her
the thing.
sometimes.
So we are a very touchy generation.
Yeah.
We don't like it when people disagree with our point of view. And again, it's silly. Your point of view does not have to be the view that everybody follows. You cannot wake up by 4:30 to cook for your husband. That's fine. That's you and your husband. Why are you attacking someone that's doing for her husband? It makes no sense. You cannot do it. Your husband is not complaining. I don't mind it. That's your business. If she wants to do it for her husband wants it. That's her business. Why are you hot? Why are you angry?
As a man now, can you wake up by 4 a.m. to cook for your wife?
Can I? It depends.
Depends.
It depends, to be fair. It depends on context, right? Why would I need to wake up by 4 a.m. to cook for my wife? I mean, if you ask if it's out of love and commitment to her, maybe for any reason, she's pregnant, she's in labor and stuff like that, those are things I can do. Why not?
What about your girlfriend? Can you do that for her?
I can't. I can't do my reaction. I can really, because if I can't do that, then I have no business being with you. I actually can. So yeah. So it depends on what is needed in a relationship. That's the relationship, love and commitment. So what do you need at that point in time? If she needs me to be up by 4 a.m. to do something for her, to cook for her, to do anything, that's what I would do for her. That's the sacrifice that I require at that point. So yeah, yes. Even though I cannot cook, so she'll have to manage whatever she sees.
That's great.
But yeah, that's it.
That's great. So how much emotional labor should each partner carry?
That's a difficult question.
Yeah, you and your wife, you have to split the labor.
It starts with, you have to go back to gender roles to really discuss this, because traditionally, right, it is the woman that bears the burden of emotional labor in the household, right? As a matter of fact, in the patriarchal setting, for instance, the man is usually not around. He's not usually around enough to bear emotional burden of the family or the children. He's out there, working, trying to provide. So he's bearing the financial burden, right? And all that. But the one who really bears the emotional burden is the woman, right? So if we agree that, traditional gender roles should be, are not exactly necessary in today's modern world or modern relationship, then also the men need to learn to bear the emotional burden of the family as well. Yes. So we cannot expect that we have a 2-income household, which means that both parties are bearing the financial burden of the family, and you're still leaving the woman alone to bear the emotional burden. That's too much. For instance, in most cases, it will likely be the woman, no matter how much you try. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, pregnancy, I can't say much because I don't know much, right? But I know it's a lot of burden for the woman to bear. So the least that the man can do in that situation is to be present, right? To be there to help with anything. Now, anything does not mean you now wake up by 2 a.m. and say you're craving cockroach. We'll have problem.
When your wife is pregnant,
Yeah.
you can do anything for her to be comfortable. She
That's
might
the
even
thing. So
ask you to
it's
go and
part of
fry
it's
cook.
part of sharing
Yeah.
the emotional labor, right? She's carrying something, right? Something that is yours, both of you, right? So you can't leave her to do it alone, right? So obviously you have to be there for her. You have to be there to help, to support in every possible way that she needs. So you can't just leave her to just do it, right? So even postpartum too, you have to be there. To be there to help, to support, and all that. So you can't just leave there. Even in raising the kids, it is not ideal to leave the kids to the woman, right? So this idea that men is all about money needs to go. The man in the family is more than the money that he brings.
What about the women that said once they are making some amount of money, they will call the name? Maybe they will say when they are making like 5 million, that they don't need a man.
It's silly.
But men will make billions. They still need women.
It's silly to
they
think
still take
that
care of women.
It's silly to think that as a woman you don't need a man because you're making certain amount of money. It means you have reduced men to money. And I don't blame women that think like that. Men did that to us.
How?
The truth is, many men think their self-esteem is tied to money. So you can't approach a lady because she doesn't have money.
It's true.
It's silly.
One of my friends used to say, he said, some men don't have game. They don't have game. They think everything is about money.
Really, it's not even about game. I don't think I don't think I have game personally.
Yeah.
Although I have a good success rate when it comes to toasting women. But I wouldn't say I have game per se.
Yeah.
But I just know that I am more than money. I am more than whatever money I can give to you or whatever money I do not have. So if you see me and the first thing you think of is he doesn't have money, I'm off. If you see me and the first thing you think of is, oh, he has so money, I'm off. I'm not staying. So you can't reduce me to the money that I bring to the table. I'm more than that. I'm so much more than that. That's like the least of what I am. Even though I don't have money yet. Anyway.
Money will come.
Of course.
Yeah,
So that's the least of what I am.
Eventually.
So women that think like that is because they've reduced men to money. They've reduced men to how much they can bring, how much they can sponsor their lifestyle. I cannot roll with women like that. Right? So we are in this together. Whatever income we are making is for us. We are building together. We are building a family together. Right? We are building a future together. Whatever we are making, it doesn't matter who is making more. We are building something together. We are trying to secure a future for our children together, a future for ourselves together, right? So it's not who makes more, what makes more. Those things are silly conversations. If you're futuristic in your thinking and in what you see for yourself and your family, it doesn't matter who is making more now. We have a plan. This is the money we are making. This is how we are spending it. We are conversing, right? And when it's time to bear each other's emotional labor, we are there together, doing it together.
So let's say, hypothetically, you get married and your wife is richer than you, and you are making a good money, and your wife is richer than you. Then one day you suddenly loses your job, and your wife, because she doesn't want to stay with a poor man, and she decides to leave. Would you want her to leave or stay with you?
I think it's part of the emotional labor conversation that we are having, right? As partners, we should be able to bear each other's burden, right? So at that point, the man is vulnerable. It's a cruel act to now stand up and leave at that point because he doesn't have. You have money, you can sustain the family. Even if you do not have.
What if she doesn't want to?
If that's the point. Personally, I will not be with someone that doesn't want to. So I'm very picky when it comes to choice of partner. I am very picky. I have to know who you are, how you deal with money, right? How you see money. See, it's a red flag if you're too insistent on money. It's a red flag, right? So if everything about you is money, that kind of a person would rarely wait if the guy loses his job, right? So if he loses his job, it's an emotional period for him. It's a vulnerable period for him. As a partner, you should stay, help him, support him. That's the point of relationship. Again, it boils down to love and commitment. So you stay committed to him regardless of the situation, believing that it will get better, and it most likely will, right?
You are really a ladies guy. Are you single?
No, I'm not. Unfortunately for you.
I would have given you a wonderful woman.
No, I'm not. I have a wonderful woman already. Fortunately for me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that's the end of today's episode of Bridges and Bond podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.